Have you ever gone out of your way to help someone only to be met with, well, resentment? Today, we're diving into that really confusing and honestly often painful dynamic, the paradox of resented rescue. It's a situation a lot of us have been in, but very few of us really understand why it happens.
I mean, this is the question, right? This can keep you up at night. You offered support, you gave your time, maybe even your money, and you expected, I don't know, if not a big thank you, then at least a decent relationship. But instead, you get the cold shoulder, or passive aggression, or sometimes they're even openly hostile. It doesn't make any sense.
And for anyone who's actually lived through this, you know it's not just some abstract idea. It's a truly painful puzzle. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack the psychology behind that sting of unappreciated help.
It all starts from a place that feels completely counterintuitive. See, the problem isn't that you did something wrong. The problem is that your very good intentions, the act of helping itself, can unintentionally create something really damaging in the relationship.
And that brings us to the core concept we really need to get our heads around. It's a psychological dynamic we're going to call the broken mirror trap. And this right here is the key that unlocks the entire mystery of why your help might get you resentment instead of thanks. So here's where it all shifts. The trap isn't about your actions today. It's about what you now represent to them. Every single time that person sees you, they don't just see a friend or a colleague. They're forced to look into a mirror that reflects them at their absolute lowest point, a moment of vulnerability that they are desperate to leave in the past.
And this highlights the crucial difference. Logically, sure, they might be thankful for the rescue, but emotionally, your face is now linked to the shame and the powerlessness of the moment before the rescue, and that is an incredibly heavy burden for any relationship to have to carry.
So this dynamic, it creates this massive gap in perception. The two people who are in the exact same event walk away with completely different, conflicting realities. Let's break down what that actually looks like.
Look at this comparison, because it's everything. In your memory, you played a positive, strong role. You see it as, I offered a lifeline. It's a moment of connection, of strength. But in their memory, the story is entirely different. They see it as, you witnessed my desperation. You are the permanent audience to their moment of greatest weakness.
So, the big question is, what can you do about it? Is this dynamic just permanent? Not at all. There is a clear tactic to escape this broken mirror trap. It involves making a very conscious effort to shift the dynamic from you being a lifeline to you both being equals.
The solution is really a clear three-step process. First, you just have to recognize the unintentional power imbalance that your help created. Second, you have to actively shift your role from being a permanent helper to being more of a collaborative partner. And third, every action from then on has to be about reestablishing a feeling of genuine equality.
And this is the core of the strategy. It's about consciously letting go of that rescuer identity within that specific relationship. So what does that look like? It could mean asking them for help with something, genuinely seeking their advice, or maybe creating new shared experiences where you're both starting on a totally level playing field. You have to give them a chance to see you as something other than their savior.
So, to wrap this all up, the goal isn't just to analyze a past hurt, but to actively rescue the relationship itself. Here are the key things to remember.
Let's just recap the main points. Your help can create a broken mirror, which is a painful reminder of past weakness. This is why your view of what happened and their view are often miles apart. And most importantly, the solution is to consciously shift that dynamic from lifeline back to equal.
And this leaves us with a really powerful final question to think about. The next time you help someone, think about your role in what happens next. Is your continued presence helping to close the wound so it can heal and just fade away? Or are you, without ever meaning to, preserving the scar? Something to think about. Thanks for listening.